Hello out there. How you doing tonight? Hey Theta. Yep, we are doing an art stream. I'm gonna be chilling, and it's probably gonna be a real slow moving art stream. I'm gonna take my time. I gotta do all these buildings on this side in black, so that will probably honestly take me like the whole time. We'll see, but it's gonna be real slow moving tonight. But I hope you're out there having a good night. I'm just gonna dive right into it here. I got some pretty relaxed tunes lined up, so hopefully you enjoy them. And yeah, I'll be painting and chatting and doing my thing. So we're just gonna hop right into it here. Oh my god, my mic's been muted the whole time. Classic. Well, welcome. So that means I've been muted for almost an hour, but I'm just chilling. I'm just like really focusing because my brother's the one I'm doing this for, and he doesn't want to pay over a certain amount. So if I'm like getting super obsessed with the details, then I will essentially lose money on it. So I'm really trying to like not bog myself down by getting super perfectionist on it. Wow, I probably would have gone all night with the mic muted. That's how in the zone I was. But I hope you had a good Monday. I hope you and your husband have a wonderful dinner. I'm sure it's gonna be delish. I am yeah, we're gonna see if I can get all these buildings done tonight. It looks good with the minimal. Yeah, I'm trying to like keep the details a little more stylized and basic, you know? Like give you just enough information so you can kind of infer the details without going overboard. Time for dinner. Enjoy. Oh, by the way, I got Anka last night. I settled for Anka, in case you weren't around at the end of the stream. I had to have her. Ladies, 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 ladies. Okay, and another one right below. Hey Alex, welcome back. I had my mic muted for the first hour of the stream, basically. Yeah, I had my mic muted by accident. Classic. But welcome back, I'm glad you're back. I am just getting this black fill done as quick as I can, because it is the true time sucker of the piece. Anka. Yep. I did find Anka. She's worth it. I'll hang on to her for a while. It was hard to say no, you know? Couldn't do it. I just couldn't bear it. Alright, another building almost done. This one's got no other details, so we just gotta fill this big shape in. Actually, oh, I need to, this just needs to be filled all the way. No separation line, we can always paint that in if I want it. All right. Did you have a good Monday, Alex? You had to work today? Hey, thank you for the smoke-free encouragement. That is what, day 26. Busy Monday at work. Mondays always felt overwhelming at my job too. It's because you're like catching up from the weekend. A lady not too happy, literally. I love that. Ooh, I got a white flake right on. Is that wet still? No. Oh god, but that is. Oh no. There we go. Oh no. Like, you're not getting cash back, so if you don't have your card, come back when you have your card. End of discussion. Next. People are so obnoxious. Like, I can't help you. You don't have the card, you can't be helped. You can go to customer service. Ooh, my camera's like shaky. It's too early to be mad at a retail associate, ma'am. Seriously, we just opened. I know, right? And then the rest of the day is just like screwed. Like, every other interaction is colored by that one asshole at the start of the day. People can't be reasoned with. Oh, you have the next few days off. Nice. Play some 3D All-Stars and hope for some Animal Crossing news. Yeah, we've got to get the fall update today. Or, well, when do they usually do little announcements and directs? Isn't it usually Tuesdays? I feel like they would have announced it already if it was going to be tomorrow. But maybe it'll be like Friday. Because wouldn't they, I mean, I feel like they'd put it in some sort of like Animal Crossing Direct. Like a mini Direct, but they just did one of those. Alright, that building's done. So we've gotten this whole little section done already. It's going relatively quick. Have you been playing Sunshine? Or did you start with 64 as well? Been playing Sunshine, which is odd. It's the only one of the three I've beaten. Man, that's like the only one of the three I haven't beaten. I found that game to be really hard back in the day. Like 64 has some hard moments, but I feel like overall it's really not super difficult, other than like a couple levels or a couple of specific stars. Like the 100 coin stars were the ones that always did my head in. Because some of the levels are like, just barely have 100 coins. Sunshine is wild. It is, man. It is hard. It is so hard. I also feel like it's really long. Like 64 has, what, like maybe 15 stages, 15 levels? I guess Sunshine probably has about the same. But it just feels a little more like packed with stuff. Controls are all over the place. Yeah, I'd say like camera is 64's biggest weakness and controls are Sunshine's biggest weakness. Like they tried to do a lot with Sunshine, but I'm not sure it totally works. But honestly, like a lot of Mario games are a lot harder than I remember them being. Like the original Mario, 3 Marios on just Nintendo are tough. It was only like Mario World on Super Nintendo that was like somewhat easy. The rest of the Mario games I feel like get really, really, really hard at the end. All right, we need to like bring this little section into a line. Hey Chroma, how's it going? What you up to tonight? Hey, when does Pikmin 3 Deluxe come out? I need to look that up. Isn't it? I thought it was coming out this month. Is it? It must be in October though. Oh, it comes out day before Halloween. Never mind. Playing some All-Stars? I am. I played a little bit of 3D All-Stars earlier today. I'm kind of like refamiliarizing myself with the games before I stream them. Because it's been so long since I played them, honestly. Like even 64, which is the one I probably replayed the most recently, I probably haven't played since like the 3DS version that came out. Or was that even a 3DS title? It might have been an original DS title. And Sunshine, I've never really replayed. Y'all better vote. Oh my god, I'm so voting. Definitely 100% voting. I'm gonna vote in person. Early voting. I think early voting in North Carolina opens up on the 13th of October. 13th to 15th, I think. And then it goes until the 30th. And my state could change blue, so I'm definitely doing it. Honestly, him and all these Senate Republicans, they just need to go. I've had enough, man. I can't subject myself to 4 more years of constant talking about fucking Trump. It's done my head in, man. Yeah, Mitch McConnell is, ugh, God, he makes me sick. They're such hypocrites. It honestly disgusts me. Like, I can't even hide it. Like, if people want to ask my opinions, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think they're fucking nasty, disgusting hypocrites. Next. I can't take it. I really can't. It's like, they just find new ways to reach a new low, like, every week. It's a race to the fucking bottom. Yep, Florida turns blue too. That would be great. That would be as... I don't think we'll ever get like a super majority, but if we can get a majority in the Senate and then have a Democratic president and a Democratic House, we can basically give Republicans the middle finger for 4 years and do whatever the hell we want, which they better fucking do. I'm so over being like partisan with people that are like why even attempt to be bipartisan when you know all that's going to happen is the moment they get power again, they're just going to undo all the stuff they allowed you to do. So just like give them the middle finger, say fuck you, and do what you want to do for the people that you need to help. Because all it does is like piss people off when they realize that they elected in people who are like not really rooting for them, not doing anything for them. Like, I get it, you know, they're trying to play by the rules, but when Republicans keep breaking them, I think you need to like stand the fuck up for yourself. Turn Texas Blue is trending today. I don't know about Texas. I mean, that would straight up blow my mind. Honestly, it'll blow my mind if Florida turns blue too. Or even, I mean, I don't know. I don't have hope that really any southern states are going to flip except for maybe like North Carolina and Virginia. I don't think McConnell's going to be voted out, but I would love for him not to be the majority leader. So that he can see all the shit he tried to prevent for fucking like 2 decades or however long he's been the majority leader. It's been a long time. Maybe not 2 decades, maybe like 15 years. I'd love to see all that just be undone. And watch him suffer the way he's made every other person in the country suffer. I hate his ass. He is the worst. Like, Donald Trump is a TV personality, but Mitch McConnell actually is like actively trying to destroy the lives of basically anyone who's not on his team. Oh my god, I love this song. Oh, this song's gonna get me into a deep, deep soothing zone. What's weird is if you look at the map of blue areas in Texas, they're large cities like Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. Yeah, that's how like the whole country is, man. The whole country's like a sea of red with little blue islands in it. And it's those blue islands that win the popular vote because that's where everyone actually is. When you see this sea of red, it's not really an accurate representation because it looks like there's more Republicans than there are. Florida's a swing state, so it can go either way. Yeah, that's how North Carolina is pretty much at swing state status right now. We elected a Democratic governor for the first time in a long time in the midterms. If y'all don't vote in the midterms, I highly suggest it, because that's how Republicans really fuck everything up, is people like Democrats will only vote in like presidential elections, and then midterms they just like disappear and Republicans just take everything back. So if you have friends, any, you know, family, tell them to please vote during a damn midterm. It's super easy because no one really goes to the polls. The 2018 midterm was so easy. It took me like 5 minutes to vote. I mean, I know it's like, it sucks to pay attention constantly, but it's not even really like it's constant. It's like every 2 years, you know? Like, tune in, figure out what you want to do, and just do it. And you can, like, go back to your life. But it's important. I wish more people felt that way, but you just can't force people to, like, care. Pokemon, go to the polls. We can wish, right? Yeah, if they made the polls Pokemon Go hotspots, or whatever, gyms, maybe we'd get some more young people there. Even Kamala Harris was talking about like legalization of pot this time too, for the first time in like ever her political career. So that also gives me a little bit of hope. Right? And it's our future is way more important now than it ever has been. Like, the planet's teetering on the brink of a fucking collapse. I mean, I know it's like, I mean, it's hard to be motivated. I get it. I live that every fucking day as well. But I just think people need to do something. Like, Bernie could have been the nominee if people our age actually got off their ass and became part of the voting population. I voted in every single election since I was 18. Yes, it sucks, but it's worth it. And are Democrats really the perfect choice? Absolutely not. But the only way we're actually going to change the platform and change the conversation is if we become part of it, you know? We can't just spend all day playing video games and chilling on Twitch, you know? As much as I want to, as much as we all want to, we just can't. Or else we end up like a generation like our parents or our grandparents, a bunch of fucking idiot assholes who know nothing and don't care about other people. Bernie had Wall Street and Big Pharma shaking. Yeah. He sure did. Like, yes, Democrats have lots of problems. They're still incredibly driven by corporate interest. And yes, they're more progressive on social issues, sure. But it's like, you can't, things aren't just gonna swing from one end of the spectrum to the other overnight, you know? It's gradual. You vote in most elections, you missed out on the midterms in 2014. I hope that within the next couple years that we can really get something better than a two-party system as well. I think the two-party system is part of the problem. There needs to just be better representation. You still have your Bernie 2020 sticker on your door. The movement never stops, right? Like, do I want to vote for Joe Biden? No, but we have to. It sucks, but he is a corporatist. He is not really the best person for the job. But we just don't have any other options right now, and we cannot have Donald Trump for another 4 years. I might literally go fucking crazy. Like in an institution crazy. Like, I can't. Have you seen Infinity War and Endgame? I have, yes. My husband does vote. Yep. I checked our voting records, and they purged his voting record. Probably because his last name sounded foreign. So I checked, and he was not registered to vote anymore. So we re-registered him, and he votes for sure. We're gonna go vote together. 2016 election felt like Infinity War, bleak and unexpected and shocking. Endgame is our second chance. Yes. I feel that vibe. Closer to the escape. I mean, if we keep not voting and letting Republicans stay in power, then we have no one to blame but ourselves, you know? It's time to just, like, shout them down. Like, your days are numbered. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, you're single? Yeah, my husband better damn vote. There ain't no options up in here. I will be personally offended for anyone who does not vote. Unless they're Republican, please don't go vote. Stay home. I mean, I guess they can, but I'd prefer they didn't. Honestly, I think Ginsburg dying is gonna light even more of a fire under the Democratic base, and if they shove a justice appointment through, I think they're basically dooming themselves. It's just sad that only 30% of registered voters even vote. And I don't even know what the country's what percentage of the country is registered voters, but it's just like such a small amount of people decide that it's like shocking that people don't care to that degree. Her passing is like pouring gasoline on the fucking anguish that is living every day in America right now. For any sort of minority, woman, you know, working class, lower class, like anybody that's not like a rich white person. She was great for women's rights. She still had some corporatist leanings, but I mean, obviously she was overall a positive force in law and politics, like a balancing force. I mean, we can't lose that. They're just so hypocritical. I mean, it's just an endless cycle of shit, man. They can sit there and say all through 2016 that Let the American people decide with their vote who's going to be appointed, and then when the situation presents itself to them, it's the exact opposite, literal exact opposite reaction 4 years later. It's like the worst. Like, if millennials don't get out there and vote, man, then they have fucked not just America. Who cares about fucking America? You're fucking the planet. Get off your ass and vote. We can't get anything done with Republicans in there. We can't get as much done with Democrats, but we can get something done that pushes us in the general direction. I want fucking healthcare. I want, you know, if I get sick, I don't have insurance, man. I'm like doomed. I will be bankrupted. I will have nothing. If I get in a car accident, I'm screwed. My husband's screwed. And the hospital will make tens of thousands of dollars off of my suffering. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, now that I'm in my mid-30s, it's like, if I don't get health care by the time I'm 40, then, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. And the solution shouldn't be, well, just get a better job. There's no better jobs. The boomers won't give them up. They are holding on to them with an iron fist until they fucking die. There's no opportunities, man. Our demographic, our age, owns 1% of the assets in the country. I was looking at, some economist posted it on Twitter, and at our age, boomers owned 39% of the assets in America. When they were in, like, my age, I'll say my age, like mid-30s. And now, at the same age, we only own 1% compared to 39%. If that doesn't tell you how completely unbalanced it is and stacked against us, then I don't know what will. I just don't know what will. Like, if that doesn't scare people our age into doing something, then I don't know, man. I mean, escapism's great, but there's also, like, things aren't going to change until we change it. And the only way we have a chance to change it is by voting, so that we can affect change from the inside out. Shouldn't have to feel scared or getting sick or injured and worrying about how we're going to pay for it. It's not normal. Yeah, man. Absolutely. And I wish, God, I just wish people on Twitch would, like, care. That's, like, the most frustrating part about this platform for me, is that, like, people are so unwilling to engage in any sort of meaningful conversation outside of, like, oh, what's your favorite game? What's your favorite genre of video games? Do you eat spaghetti? Like, come on, man. Who fucking cares about that? Talk about shit that matters. And, you know, my rants are like not even well informed. Like, I'm not even that smart as a person, politically, any of that. But I have enough common sense to know that things won't fucking change if we just stick our head in the sand and never come out. So you eat spaghetti. You know, spaghetti's alright. I actually don't eat a lot of spaghetti these days because my husband gets major heartburn when he eats like marinara type sauces. So that's not something we eat regularly. Because, you know, anytime he eats it, it's like instant heartburn. He'll wake up in the middle of the night with it and go to bed with it. It's not good for him. So we basically avoid tons of red sauces for dinner. Oop. Wow, this music sounds great. Really weird, really good. I don't know. I just think like, okay, Twitch is a broadcasting platform. Like, even art and TV shows and things you see on TV, they're not just devoid of like cultural context, you know? So to be like, no political chat, it's just like, I don't know. Sucks the humanity out of the situation. I just feel completely unable to like truly engage with anyone in a meaningful way. Be right back. All right. Did you watch the video for 911 by Gaga? I did not. No. I have not seen it. When did it get? Did it just get released? I haven't seen it at all. Oh, I think I messed that little area up. I don't think it matters though. We'll just make this line kind of stop. Oh my god, this song was my alarm for like years. This beginning part, it's like embedded in my brain. Alright, this building's taking forever. Really long time. Came out on Friday. You'll have to check it out. The Rain on Me video is pretty good. She's always got really good videos and art direction and stuff like that. Always enjoyable. See what she comes up with. I'm always interested to see what she's gonna pull out of her, like the hat, you know, like what has she dreamed up? It's very artsy. I'm not surprised it's the next single. People have kind of gone crazy for it. Had a lot of traction when the album first dropped. Alright, another building done. Alright, yeah, I think I can definitely get through these buildings tonight. I feel like I'm on a really good pace. Like, done this much in like an hour and a half, roughly. For me, that's pretty good. A little rough around the edges in some spots, but that's okay, because once I add in the colorful line details and the pops, the little accents and stuff, you won't really see any of that slight inconsistency, I don't think. How's this paint doing though? Looks a little gummy. Probably need to stir it or something. Get it reconstituted a little bit. Keep it moist. Ready to use. Yeah, I don't think that's enough for me to finish, but it'll be pretty close. Coming out super nice, thank you. Yeah, this is still like, step, when is it due? Fortunately, it's for my brother, so it doesn't have a hard due date. He is paying me for it, but I'm trying to finish it by the end of the month. But I'm trying to spend also less than like 20 hours on it. I'm trying to finish it between 15 and 20 hours. And I think right now, the penciling took about an hour. The sky took what? 3 hours. The buildings took, so far, this half of the buildings took 3 hours. This will take another 3 hours. So that means I'll finish tonight around 9 hours, which is not bad. That gives me another 11 hours of detailing. So I'll be able to probably do all the line work on the buildings in one session. Then do these little tree details in another session. So that's another 6, and then the sky I'll probably spend the rest of the time on. So I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty on track. But I'm trying to finish it by the end of September. If I don't finish it by the end of September, then I'm going to shoot for like mid-October. which I think is doable. I think that's highly doable. If I really, it's just going to be hard for me to like limit myself, because when I get to that stage where I'm doing all the like accents, the detailing of like the finishing detailing. Right now I'm doing detailing, but it's still like base painting, you know? It's not like the final layers. Still like underpainting. So I don't, you know, I don't get as bogged down. But normally a painting of mine would probably take about double that amount of time, at least like closer to 40 hours, because I could just go really ham on the like the final accents and stuff. But on this one I'm gonna leave like large areas of black, a more simplified sky, and I'm gonna leave these like trees and stuff in the bottom very painterly and kind of just almost like Van Gogh, just like these chunky brush marks that kind of just blend as I apply them to the surface. I'm just going to keep it more loose than I usually do, which will be a challenge for me, because that is not the way my brain works when it comes to painting. As you can tell, I mean, I'm doing the underpainting with a freaking detail brush, so that really says it all. It looks super cool, thank you. Yeah, I like the stylized building lines. Like a heaven and hell aesthetic. Yeah, I can. It's a little on the dark side right now. Like it looks like a little like the city's on fire or something, but I'm hoping when I bring in the night sky and dab in some clouds or something, it'll be less that and just look more like a nighttime sunset kind of deal. The problem is, like, I have to do this with the small brush because I need these details to be how they are now. I wouldn't be able to like reinvent these if I painted over them. If I just did like solid black and then tried to recreate these, it would be really bad looking. So I put them in first and then carefully paint them in now. I was thinking of doing like paintings of people's Animal Crossing islands. Like I could maybe do those as commissions. Like they can send me a picture of the map of their finished town and I can just like paint it. I don't know. Because that's like graphic and a little more simplistic, which is more my, you know, photorealistic representation for painting is not really my bag. But I could do little graphical representations of trees and, you know, pathways and buildings all day long. You'd love to buy prints. I really honestly should look into prints, but I haven't. I don't know, this one's gonna end up being probably around 250 bucks. I think that's what his max was, so that's why I'm kind of trying to be quick about it. The other ones I sold were like over 500. Well, no, actually, never mind. Between 400 and like 600. But yeah, it's, you know, some of those took me upwards of 50 hours, 40 to 60 hours there. So I feel like that's basically $10 an hour, which is honestly pretty cheap. I probably could have, no one would buy them probably more expensive than that for what they are. They're just like on Yupo paper, so they're like posters almost. Yeah, you can put the request in. Sure, definitely. Feel free. A black rattan wastebasket. Nice. Gonna head to bed. Good night, Chroma. Don't worry about it. Yeah, if you gotta go to bed, get some good sleep for sure. Thank you for hanging out and chatting. We'll see you another time. I hope your Tuesday's good. Yeah, I think tomorrow will be pretty good. I'm gonna go have lunch with one of my, or I guess it's actually more like dinner, with one of my former coworkers, the girl who's still there after I got fired. Gonna go have some dinner after she gets off work. I'm gonna try to convince her to ask for a damn raise, because she deserves it. And she's the only one left. So she kind of has the cards in her hand a little bit. So I'm gonna like give her a pep talk and say, they need you. Get yourself some more money. Use my firing to your advantage, please. When you worked at the pottery place, did you ever go in as a customer? No. I mean, I think I took one of my friends there once or twice, but it was like after we closed, so I didn't have to like be there while other customers were there. which was nice. Hey! Hello! Midi Yeehaw! Thank you for the raid. How y'all doing tonight? Do you remember? Thank y'all so much for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. What were you up to tonight? Were you painting? Are you a fellow art tuber? How's it going, y'all? Oh, you're playing Overwatch. Huh. Well, welcome. Hope y'all are having a good night out there. Arth, Midi, Hello Bedlam, Kieran, and the Pfizer. Thank y'all so much. Super cool painting. Thank you. Are y'all like a group that plays together? Y'all like to do art? Nice. Do y'all do painting? Do you do digital art? I'm more of like a traditional painter. This is just acrylic painting. Very cool. Yeah, I'm doing a commission of the Charlotte, North Carolina city skyline. Right now I'm still working on like the underpainting. I know like all these details don't make it look like the underpainting, but it is for sure. Oh, I've been kind of in the zone for a hot minute. It's been almost 2 hours. But thank you so much for hanging out. I hope y'all enjoyed your Overwatch. Did y'all win? Did you win, son? How's the stream? The stream's going well. I'm just chilling. I don't get a ton of viewers for my art stream, so I'm very, very appreciative of the raid. Very, very much. And Midi, thank you for the follow as well. You want a few? Arth Stotska, thank you for the follow as well. Been doing digital while you work on your portfolio, but you really want to do some traditional painting? I wish I worked more with oils and like watercolors. I'm really like afraid to go out of my box when it comes to like different mediums. Like I've stuck to acrylic painting on Yupo paper for a number of years, but it's really fun. I just like the touch and feel of the Yupo paper. It's just really smooth. The application is so even and I just love it. I really love it. So I've stuck with it. And this is, I mean, this is a bit of a quicker commission. Like I'm trying to finish the whole thing within about 20 hours, which for me is like pretty fast. Usually my stuff takes me quite... Here, I'll show y'all some of my other stuff while you're here. Oh, I have to switch over to my game setup for a second. Hold on. You're gonna hear... It's gonna cut out for a brief second. Actually, wait. I can just add it. Hold on, I'm just gonna add it as a source. Image source. Do I have them? I'll just go, hold on. It's gonna cut out for a brief second. This is one of them. This is the most recent one I finished. Hey Red, how you doing? You want to try acrylic painting? You've done it in the past, but never super seriously. So this is more indicative of my usual style. It's very line driven. It's very linear. It's extremely colorful. The one I'm doing now is not for me. It's not one I'm doing for my own pleasure. This is one I'm kind of basing around someone else's tastes. So I'm trying to be a little more like understated with it. I don't want to go like all out Lisa Frank neon crazy like I usually do. So that's one. That is the most recent one I finished. I also have, let's see. You love the color. I love the colors too. This is my favorite color scheme, is like that sunset color scheme. Thank y'all. Let's see. There's another one. This was my blue period. A much more sad painting, but yeah, you can see there's like a common stylistic bent to it, you know. It's very, I think it's more graphical. Like, it's not really based in realism, really, in any way. And then this is my oldest one. So the one I'm doing now will probably be most similar to that. Just a little more basic. I don't like to do super realistic detailing. I like it to be a little more like amorphous and kind of, I don't know what the proper term would be, but it, you know, not really based in absolute reality. More imaginary. So yeah, that's what I do. This one is based on real life, which is why it's a bit of a departure for me. You love the pink. I love the pink too. This one actually, it's got like a metallic base to it, so like the top part of it that looks kind of yellowish is actually like a shine, so it kind of has like a reflective quality. Anyway, it's gonna cut out for a brief second again while I go back to my other layouts. Hold on just a second. Oh, there we go. I'm back. What is smoke-free encouragement? That is, I quit smoking exactly 26 days ago. So I have that in there as kind of like, you know how streamers will have like, don't forget to hydrate. Mine is smoke-free encouragement. So I put that in there if you have like some channel points you're just looking to blow. I mainly do character art, but I'm doing a lot more environmental stuff. Yeah, I like stylized, kind of abstracted landscapes. That's kind of my thing. Good for you. That's a big accomplishment. Yeah, day 26. My next step is to start exercising again. But I'm not really like comfortable going back to the gym yet, you know. I don't like doing cardio outside. I feel way too self-conscious to be like jogging on the side of the road. Need to get back into drawing again. Yeah, I need to like draw, period. I do mostly painting, and I don't really do much else. Like, I really don't do any sketching, which is kind of a shame. I should, but I don't know. I get like tunnel vision on what I'm working on. Thank you, Red. I get major tunnel vision. So like when I'm working on something, my brain's like, you must finish that before you go on to something else. And it's the same way in like video games. Like, I mainly play a lot of Animal Crossing when I play video games, and like I can't multitask multiple projects in that game. It's like if I'm working on a building or a part of the exterior of town, it's like I have to finish that before I can do something else. It's just something with my brain. It's like I was playing a little bit of Mario 64 from 3D All-Stars just to get like reacquainted with it a little bit. I was like, usually most people like bounce around in that game and, you know, go from level to level without getting all the stars. Well, my brain says you have to get all the stars and then get the 100 coin star before you can go to the next level. It's like that kind of shit. And the way I do art is the same way. Thank you for subbing to my YouTube. I put all my VODs on there, so if you ever like just want to do a deep dive in some of my old VODs, they're all there. You're gonna have to lurk. Hey, yeah, definitely get some work done, or if you gotta go to bed, go to bed. I always encourage people, if you raid and you gotta go and do your thing, don't feel like you gotta hang out and chat. The raid is wonderful, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Always. Any kind of engagement in Twitch chat is wonderful, but you gotta do you, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. But thank you so much for the encouragement. I really do appreciate it. You're the exact opposite. You'll start hundreds of projects, get overwhelmed, and never finish them. Yeah, I was like that quite a bit. And I still have like maybe 3 or 4 projects from like 2012 that I started. I started like seriously 10 or 12 paintings in 2012 and then never finished them up until maybe like 3 years ago. And I actually have sold a couple of those paintings thanks to Twitch this year, which has been really, really, really cool. But I'm still working on finishing some of those. Like those ones I just showed y'all, I think most of them were at least 5 years old when I finished them. So they just sat there and sat there and sat there, and I was like letting them languish. Like, I don't know what to do with these. I can't really pull off what I'm envisioning, or I'm just not like seeing the final product in my head. So I just let them sit there and sit there and sit there. So I feel that as well, which now my brain in my 30s is like the opposite. Now it's tunnel vision, complete tunnel vision. Like it totally shifted from my 20s to my 30s. I almost wish I could go back to that, but you know, yeah, I think it's that a bit of that grass is always greener fallacy. Like you wish you could do something a certain way, or it could be a different way than it is. But is it really that much different? Probably not. One of my viewers that normally hangs out here actually is an Overwatch player. I forget who she plays. I think she plays Mercy. Honestly, Overwatch scares me. I am terrible at competitive games. I am like way too hard on myself with competitive gaming. So oftentimes I'll just like shut down before I even give myself a true chance. Or I'll like, you know, take 2 or 3 weeks off and then be like, oh, well, everyone's left me behind. Looks like I can't catch back up. And then it's just a wrap. Hey, Nickley, thank you. How you doing? Appreciate that. It is coming along. It's a hell of an underpainting. I'm trying to think what color I should make all these. Oop. Sorry if that mic made some noise. I'm trying to think of what color I should make all these trees and stuff on the bottom. This like tree line that looks almost like fog. It's actually like my way of doing tree lines and stuff, is just make this like fluffy shape. I gotta keep it, I can't go too overboard with the colors, so I think I'm gonna keep it similar to the sky colors. Because normally I throw in like 8 different colors and yeah, go way overboard. So I gotta like control the impulse a little bit. You're doing good? How have I been? I've been all right. Today was good. I got lots of extra sleep today. I woke up at 8 a.m. and then was up till like noon, and then I fell back asleep until almost 2 o'clock. It was glorious. It was so good. My body needed it. I've been getting like this strong urge every day to nap around like between 5 and 7 p.m. My body is just like fucking so tired. And it's because I've been staying up till like 2:30, 3 in the morning a lot of times. And then my body's so used to waking up at like 8 in the morning. I still haven't like gotten out of that habit. So I'm very typically getting like 5 hours of sleep a night. And then my body's like, well, it's midday. Don't you want to get an extra 2 or 3 hours? or whatever, and then so that's like just perpetuating the weird sleep cycle I have right now. So it was nice to like kind of get all of that sleep in one big healthy chunk this morning. So I'm actually feeling like way more balanced and invigorated than I usually do. So it was a good day. It was a lot of like lounging on the couch with my husband. We watched, if any of y'all have watched that Hulu show called Pen 15 Penis, oh my god, it is so over the top. It's funny as hell, but in like kind of, it's like that very strange, off-putting kind of humor. I don't know how to properly describe it, but it is weird. It's about these like middle school girls and their unbreakable friendship bond as they, I guess, navigate middle school and puberty. It's crazy as hell. Sleep is the best medicine. Yeah, it's great. It's very necessary. I need to listen to my body more, and that's what I've been doing like the past couple weeks. I've just been letting myself take those midday naps. Like I wasn't doing the midday naps for a really long time, but recently I've just been letting myself have that. They did just release season 2. It came out on the 18th, I think. It's like the first half of season 2. So the first 7 episodes. I think they're gonna do 7 more episodes sometime next year or something like that. I'm not totally sure on the timeline. We've also been watching Raised by Wolves, if any of y'all have seen that. It's like that Ridley Scott sci-fi show that's on HBO right now, or it might be HBO Max only. Two totally disparate vibes for shows, but really interesting. Raised by Wolves is super bleak. I'm kind of a sucker for like dystopian sci-fi though, and that's been like a pretty big genre for the past like, I feel like it's definitely seen an uptick in the past few years. I forget what movie really like set it overboard. That show Wolves looks intriguing. Yeah, it's it kind of reminds me of like anime in a way. I don't know. It's Ridley Scott's the guy who did like Alien and all those sequel Alien movies like Alien Covenant and all that stuff. It's interesting. I don't know. It seems like it's a little on the self-serious side in terms of like the messaging and the acting and stuff. But I mean, it's dystopian sci-fi, so I feel like they kind of have to sell it that way. Like, I don't know. Black Mirror is kind of, I guess, the other thing that I would compare it to, but Black Mirror is way more campy. This is way more like the Alien sequel movies, or prequels, or whatever. It's a good show though. I've been enjoying it. I think they've released like 7 episodes or something already. They release like 2 episodes a week. I really want to finish these buildings tonight. It's 1 a.m. Can we take a break from dystopia? I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a reflection of the times. Maybe that's why it's been so like in fashion right now in terms of like art, because we're kind of living in a dystopia for sure. I mean, yeah. I don't know, art is reflective of the current cultural vibe, you know? Hopefully things change very, very soon, you know? We can hope. We gotta hope. That's all we really got. Hope and a vote. Alright, I'm getting pretty close. Pretty close. But yeah, I guess it would make sense that stuff like Black Mirror became popular in the past couple years. Rubbed off so many of these pencil lines. Hard to tell what's exactly going on. This goes up. Alright, I think this comes down all the way down. Every little bit, it's like a piece of the puzzle. You live in Houston, your city skyline sucks. This is for Charlotte, North Carolina. Honestly, this makes it look way nicer than it is. This is like literally it. It's the Charlotte downtown is maybe like 1 square mile, and then the rest of the city is like suburban sprawl. Like, this is it. What you see in this painting is all the skyline is. So if you're like really far away, it's just like this teensy little row of buildings like in the distance, and that's it. And then the rest of it's just like trees and normal buildings. I forget what Charlotte's population is. I think the city itself is like less than 1 million. It's a really small downtown. But like the metro area, the county and the surrounding like townships and stuff is so spread out. But I guess it has some interesting like building shapes. It's got some character to it. Alright, so this, I'm gonna have to like kind of position my head to get this line a little more appropriately, because otherwise I'm going to make it really wonky. So I'm going to have to probably, hopefully y'all don't see my bald spot. When you live in New York, you took it all for granted. Charlotte's the biggest city I've lived in. There we go. Oh, I guess I'm blocking it. I should move myself. Let's see. Can I group these? I can. I'm moving. Alright. We'll just put me there for now. Yeah, New York's amazing. I've only like driven through and like passed through New York. I've never actually stayed there or vacationed there in any way. But it is insane. Compared to Charlotte, it's like a whole other planet. Never been to Charlotte. Yeah, it's alright. For, I forget what, like, actual, like, if what number it is in terms of population, like, in terms of, like, the nation's largest cities. It's not, like, super small. I'm probably making it seem a little smaller than it is. It's got a lot of trees, like it's a little more of like a natural looking city, but honestly it's mostly just suburban sprawl. If you've been to any kind of, you know, something like Jacksonville, Florida, or Nashville, Tennessee, I don't know, places like that, it's really pretty much the same vibe. Like, it's not a very unique place in terms of the visual nature of it. Honestly, the art scene here is kind of on the weaker side. There's some, there's a lot of cool artists that live and work here, but it's just not like a thriving art scene. I feel like an art scene is really important for a city to have memorable character, and the architecture here is mostly just like your basic strip mall brutalist type stuff. New York is cool and all, it's just too much, too many people, too much noise. Yeah, it's like excess, a life of excess, and like there's never room to come up for air. I can feel that. Yeah, I would say Charlotte, it gives you like a little bit of both worlds. Like it's urban, but yet there's suburbs and rural places within like 20 minutes driving distance. You can go seriously from the city to the country in like half an hour or less, if traffic's not bad. So that's one of the good things about North Carolina in general, is kind of the variety of not just like cities and population centers you have access to, but also like there's beaches within a day trip, there's mountains within a day trip. Like it's got a little bit of everything. I think that's why it's a really popular place for people to like relocate to, because it really does offer a variety of activities at your fingertips to some degree. Hey, Kirsty. You think that's the ticket, small cities? Yeah. Houston's pretty big, right? Houston's like a really big place. I think Houston's way bigger than Charlotte. How you doing, Kirsty? How's life treating you? How was your Monday? Oh my god, we're gonna finish these buildings tonight. I'm so excited. It's gonna happen. It is happening, I should say. In the process. Let's see, that's a little wonky looking. Hold on. Fourth, oh, it's wow, yeah, that's pretty big. Fourth largest in the US. That's pretty massive. Where would you like to move to if you left Houston? Have you thought about it? Like what appeals to you at this point in your life, you know? What are you looking for? So I'm painting Charlotte. We're talking about like the benefits of living in a large city versus like a small city. I mean, I can see especially why like living in a large city, especially in the year of 2020, has been like a test of everything. Like high cost of living, but you don't get any of the benefits of being in a city. Like everything's shut down and just like totally fucked. I can see why it would like push you to your breaking point. I think, but Nick Lee's talking about Houston. And I was talking about the benefits of living in a moderately large city like Charlotte. But Charlotte's, I don't know. Charlotte's also like a landlocked city, you know? Like it is in the middle of the state. You feel like you live in a large city, but it's decent size. You're from a really small town in Georgia. Oh, you're in the suburbs, living on a golf course. Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs of Charlotte. The suburbs come with their own set of challenges because everything's just so homogenous in the suburbs. There's like, they're completely devoid of like personality. And the cost of living is really high in the suburbs as well. You live near a golf course? I live near a golf course, but I also live in a really shitty apartment complex. Charlotte's really weird in that like there is like within 1 square mile of me, there's like Section 8 housing and there's like $2.5 million homes in private schools. So the way this city's like residential is arranged is just really strange. There's not much of a like reasoning behind it, which I guess is good. I mean, it's probably better that it's a little less sectioned in that way. Computer's being real weird, so you're gonna go to bed. Thanks, Mitty. Thank you again for the raid. Have a great night. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit, and I hope you get some good sleep. Take it easy. HOA tried to tell us we couldn't have rocks in our front yard without permission, so we told them to tell the landlord since he had it done. HOAs are crazy. That's one thing I've never had to live with. HOA's sole purpose is to like stabilize property values by setting standards. This building looks a little wonky, but it's alright. Alright, this is so happening tonight. Can't believe it. I didn't think it was gonna. I gotta take this headphone out for a sec. Rabbits kept eating and killing the grass. They're always at the edge of the backyard since we put in chicken wire at the bottom of our fence so they can't get in. Yeah, rodents are... My husband had a lot of plants out when we like had the ability to garden and actually put stuff in a yard a couple years ago. And yeah, rodents were a constant problem. But it was in a neighborhood that was like built in the 80s, so there was no like aesthetic to it, so there was no HOA or anything like that. A lot of wooded lots and things. A lot of older neighborhoods in Charlotte are very like wooded with larger plots of land. Like each house was built on like an acre, and then every house built after like 1990, they just like cookie cutter crammed them in. Painting looks great. Make sure to post. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on my Instagram once I finish it up, even though it's not really, the shape of it's not Instagram friendly. I'll probably have to do like a couple different, like break it into a few photos. I'd say at this point when I finish these buildings, it'll be about 40% done. This is still the underpainting, so we're still getting there. I know I shouldn't be doing an underpainting with a detail brush, but my brain just makes me. We are the first family to live in this house because it's the neighborhood we live in. It's pretty new. Been in this house for 3 years. So yeah, a lot of the new neighborhoods definitely have HOAs. Which is a bummer. They're like neighborhood fashion police. Except they can like actually have a detrimental effect on your livelihood and well-being. And your comfort level in your own home. Not great. I don't know. I've never been a property owner, so like that kind of stuff, I don't know. I don't have like fully formed opinions on it because I've never experienced it. Other than just being like turned off by the idea. Seems very limiting. Like if I wanted to have this really lush gardened front yard and I didn't want to have like grass and a fence, you know, that should be my right as someone who purchased the property. All right, last building. So far, so good. Grew up living in duplexes and apartments. Yeah, with that, there's just basically like no standards. Oh man, this building's got a lot of freaking line details. My mic arm's like as far as it'll stretch. I'm gonna have to definitely hit this from a different angle. Means I'm probably gonna be looking away from the screen a little bit more. I don't know, there's benefits to living in apartments as opposed to homes, but like I was mentioning earlier, our generation, millennials, people from like mid 20s to basically late to mid 30s, just don't own homes. We don't have property. We don't have any of that stuff. We've never had, like, I don't want to say like we collectively as if I'm speaking for everyone, but like that kind of stuff just hasn't really, we've never been given that opportunity. The economy just hasn't supported. We've been saddled with insane student loan debt. Bad jobs that don't pay well. It's like a vicious cycle. Your mom did just buy her first house about a year ago, and it's really nice. You still live with your in-laws because you can't afford your own place. Yeah. I lived with my mom up until 2017. It was more by choice that we left. But I don't know. Will we ever be able to own a home? I'm not sure. Would be nice, but at this point in my life, I'm not really banking on it. Seems unlikely. Not impossible, but just unlikely. Honestly, I've found that like us moving out kind of lit a fire under our ass to make us save money smarter and better than when we were living with my mom, because we were a little more willing to like spend the money as it came in because we were living a little more cheaply. Like we were still giving her rent money and stuff, but it was just like, I don't know, easier to spend it. But I also was making less at that point too, so that had something to do with it, I'm sure. I hope I can find another job that's like comparable to what I was making at my previous job. I think I will. Just gotta be patient and hope for the best, I guess. Mom's about to be 47. She's bought her house, so you still have time. Yeah, I'm in my mid-30s. My husband's in his mid-50s, though. He's a Gen Xer. So if, like, we don't get one in the next, probably, like, we don't get a mortgage in the next 10 years, it's probably not likely. If we can get socialized health care, that would probably go a long way. Fingers crossed. Fingers fucking crossed. Out here, a 2-bedroom apartment costs around $7. That's insane to me. That's absolutely crazy. Charlotte's got a pretty high like house market, but apartments, you can find a decent apartment for like $1,200 or less. Like usually decent apartments are around that, like around $1,000. Anything below that's really got some serious quality issues with like the structure and the amenities and stuff. But also like the cost of living here is a lot lower as well. Just in general, like cost of gas or a trip to the grocery store and shit like that. You have a 2-bedroom anything. Oh my god, I'm gonna need like a smidge more black paint probably. Getting all chunky and dry. Trying to avoid using more though. Hey Hedgie, welcome back. Yeah, I've been on a roll. For sure. I got raided. They've come and gone. But hey, I'm still here. About to finish this building. I'll probably wrap up the stream when I get the building fully filled. Yeah, I'm gonna finish these buildings for sure tonight. It's basically I just have like this little section down here, like above my fingers there. That's it. It's not very much. Who is this? This is a group called Baby Queens. It does kind of sound like Hole a little bit. Honestly, I think this is the only song I've ever, like, I don't know. I get a lot of stuff off of Opinion and then sift through it. And I usually find like a song or two on an album, and then I'm like, the rest of it's kind of just tossed to the wayside. That's generally like, I build playlists. Each month I'll make a new playlist. And once I exhaust an album, I just move on. Yeah, I don't really either. I mean, I like a lot of ambient music. I like a lot of electronica and like EDM stuff. I like some singer-songwriter, but my stuff's a little all over the place. Definitely a little more like, I don't want to say mainstream. It's a little more like depressive mainstream. You know, stuff like Blonde Redhead or Elliott Smith. That's like my formative music taste. You don't understand 95% of the jokes there either. I don't know. I stick to the interest threads for the most part. I'll dip into different threads here and there, but Most of it's not really for me. It's a good place though, I don't know. It's generally an okay online community. But no online community is without its flaws and growing pains, you know? And the fact that it's like a community that was based around like music criticism. I don't know. Oh, this paint, come on, stretch a little further, please. I enjoy spending time there though, for the most part. It's been a positive in my life. I know for you it's been a totally different story. You read some threads and have no idea what they're talking about. It's not just you. If you're not like posting every day and you miss a reference to something, you're like never gonna know it. It's not like people are gonna fill you in on it, you know? Okay, I need to make 4 lines, which means this one needs to be a little bit thinner. Total opposite for me. Yeah, I know your story's a roller coaster there. A fucked up roller coaster, not like a fun one. Like a haunted house roller coaster, horror show shit. People are terrible. But I think a lot of people there have like learned over the years. I don't know, maybe I'm a little more of an optimist when it comes to like giving people the benefit of the doubt. We met in I'll post the link to the board. This is the board Hedgie's been there longer than I have. But it's like a general media consumption and discussion music board. It started with music, but now it's kind of like everything. We discuss politics, music, TV, you know, whatever, any kind of media, video games. I'm mostly like a video game person. That's my, that's where you'll find me 9 times out of 10. You know, I mean, I don't get it. People are just, they're so... That thread was a fucking nightmare. Like, everyone knows police are bad, like, in a broad sense, and it wasn't even like you were sticking up for them. You were just speaking common fucking sense. Like, abolition would be great, but it's not really a reality. You gotta baby step your way to the solution. You can't just like fucking rip it apart overnight. In an ideal world, sure, but we don't live in an ideal world. I mean, yes, the institution needs to be changed. That is like obvious. Just give them less responsibility. It was also like, that moment was extremely raw. Like, that thread was very reactionary. And it all happened, you know, that whole scenario happened within like 24 hours of the George Floyd stuff shaking loose and like hitting critical mass. So it was like, it was just a lot. I mean, I will say that all the police I've interacted with have been bad. Like, my mom was married to a policeman who was a good cop, and he ended up being, I can't even say what he did out loud. Honestly, I can't. No one, you don't actually want to hear the story, trust me. It's some depraved shit. And I'm not saying they're all bad, but people don't choose that job unless they like are a certain personality type. And that personality type to me is toxic. But that's like really as far as I'm willing to take it. Like, yes, I know they're not all bad. That's common fucking sense. But the institution is bad, and the type of people it attracts are generally not the type of people I like, you know? From my own personal experience, I mean, yeah. Right, yeah. Like, you can make judgments on individual people. We all know the institution is flawed, right? I mean, that's like a gimme. And that's what was like upsetting to me, is like they were taking your words and just twisting them into these pretzels to make you look like you're a sympathizer. And that's not what you were saying or doing at all. But I don't know. People these days don't see gray areas. And honestly, I'm very guilty of that myself. Like, the more we live in this like extremely divided time, the more I find myself being like, fuck those people, I hate them, and that kind of shit. It's not good. But it's like, I don't know, I think after a certain point the brain just stops like accepting it, or it just completely gives up and accepts it 100%. And I think a lot of people there are the kind of people who are just like getting angrier and angrier every day. Because our generation's been fucked over. In a general sense. By the structure of this country and the institutions propped up by this country. It's not just police, it's like a variety of everything. There's so many bad cops that give the good ones a bad name. Yeah. I mean, I know there's cops that just go out there and write tickets and do their job, but it is an institution that's based on like I mean, it was founded on like enslaving people. Like, the police system we know now is a reaction to the dissolution of slavery. And really the criminal justice system overall. Not just police, courts, all that. But I can accept that, and I can also accept that people who don't feel the same way are not like fucking enemies. But a lot of people aren't that way. Dated a guy that worked in a jail once. He was weird as fuck. Yeah. It does something to your brain. Like, you have to be a certain way to do it in the first place, but the more you do it, the more it fucks you up. I don't know. If you want to know like why I'm so anti-cop, I'll tell the story. I'm not going to tell it on stream because it's not really appropriate. But you can like message me or something and I'll tell you the story. But it's not something like I'm comfortable even saying out loud these days because it's some depraved, crazy shit. And this guy was a good cop. Which is why, like, I'm just very wary of anyone who's like, I'm a good cop. Because all cops, I feel like, to some degree, start out good. Or at least, like, with better intentions, but I don't know, just like it just makes people more perverse. I think you made a thread about it back in the day, tied your boobs up with rope and just wanted me to sit on the couch and look. Your ex-stepdad left your mom for a girl who worked at a jail and was fired because she was sleeping with the inmates. Crazy. I mean, we all know, like, cops are huge domestic abusers, right? So it's just, I don't know, man. There's no way it's ever like an easy conversation. That's why when people express like raw feelings or they're like, fuck you, I try to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, because no one comes out on top in that conversation, you know? And when people are raw like that, they treat stuff like a competition, like I'm better than you, and they want to flex their like superiority. One of your dad's good friends who would never have dreamed was anything but a picture of a family man. They adopted a teenage girl. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot of men out there that are like so fucked up, dude. And instead of like accepting their responsibility for who they are and trying to change who they are, they just inflict their pain on other people. It's fucking bad. Like, so many people just end up being collateral fucking damage for people like that. You're just like a stepping stone for them to like crush and crumble and ugh. That is, yeah, it's fucked up, man. Forming a relationship with anyone underage, whether you're a woman doing it with a young boy or a man doing it with a young girl, is just like, makes my skin crawl. My brain, I mean, I'm attracted to older men, so my brain just straight up cannot grasp it. I don't look at a young person as attractive in any way, like at all. It blows my mind. It's a societal problem. And I think it's a symptom of men feeling like they get their whole lives without anyone telling them that they're wrong or that they're not acting appropriately. It's like the world's handed to them on a silver fucking platter. And it's only until like the past 50 years that they've ever been held accountable, and we're still working towards like dismantling that shit. Like, it is just now at the point where there's even a modicum of like holding them accountable. Even in like the 80s and 90s, it was like still the norm for men to be able to get away with basically whatever they wanted. And like, oh, your husband cheated on you, somehow it's your fault, not his fault for being a piece of shit. Like, mind-blowing. The double standard is crazy. Like, it actually hurts to think about. And honestly, like, all this shit happening right now at the Supreme Court is just like another echo of men trying to regain that ability. Trying to fucking take things away from women after they've spent the last 50 years trying to make the world a better, more fair, more just place. Part of the reason you left your last job is because your male coworker made $25K a year more than you. Fought with him about that for a year and a half. Hired at the same time, more experienced than him. Both had masters. That's bullshit. That is such bullshit. That's like... Ugh. Like, why? Why would he be more deserving than you? My female coworker ended up making more than me at the pottery place. And I found out about it, and I wasn't happy about it. I was there longer than her. But honestly, she worked her ass off, and she deserved what she was getting. She deserves more than what she was getting. I deserved as much, but you know, I'm not gonna like degrade the work she does, because she worked just as hard as I did. I mean, she's still there. She does work just as hard as I did at that job. So she deserved every penny. It's like, just put us on the same... It was just nepotism, and that's another thing, is like, men just get treated with nepotism, like across the board in general, in a general sense. Mine was like a specific situation of nepotism. But it's like, just give people a fair fucking wage. Treat them the same. We got the new female manager, and you were excited because she turned out to be a total woman-hating. I don't understand why it has to be a competition. And that's a thing I know that like women deal with, is like women outvying other women to appear a certain way, to get more opportunities, to climb the ladder, and then all that does is just like fuck over every other person there. And honestly, in the long term, it's like more damaging. No one wins except for that one specific person who's just like the asshole. Yeah, help bring each other up to the same level, not like tear each other down and fight over your position. You're both not the problem. But men have trained society to treat women that way, and to make other women treat women that way. It's just really disheartening. Doesn't have to be that way. America's seriously got like a sick mindset. And it's not, I guess it's not just America. It is like a worldwide thing in general. It's not like, you know, you go to another country and magically it's like totally different. I mean, that pervasive mindset exists kind of everywhere. You were the interim manager. If you had wanted her job, you would have taken it. You didn't apply for it because you didn't want it. So why be jelly? Yeah. Probably really hard to find work again. Yeah, I need to, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see what exactly is going to happen with this election before I like commit to a full job search, because if I am going to get unemployment and it's going to be more than what I was making at my shitty retail job, then of course I'm going to roll with that for as long as I can until I can. And then, you know, I'll start looking for jobs, but shit, I mean, I've never had this kind of opportunity in my life, so, and I may never again. As someone who's been, like, below the poverty line basically my entire adult life, it'd be great to just, like, have a chance to chill. I know that's... I need to hit up Etsy. Oh, the last song? The last song was Ways Blood, Picture Me Better. I think if you do exclamation point song, it should tell you. I need to hit up Etsy. I'm just like... I don't know. Yeah, if you do exclamation point song, it'll tell you. It's in the top corner of the top right corner of the stream as well, but it's probably too small to read, especially if you're on like a device. The last song was Ways Blood though. That's here, I can type it in chat. Ways Blood, Picture Me Better. Good song. Oh, I put a bracket in there. It was a good album, actually, in general. This is it. So close. The final stretch. You're annoyed with your work right now since you only make $13.50 an hour and you've been there 3 years. You're a supervisor, and the new people that were hired last year are making 13? Yeah, that's bullshit. Retail, I swear to God, I was at my job for 5 years and only made $13.25. But I was getting taken advantage of. Like, clearly I know that now. I didn't see it then. And I was like, I mean, it was straight up for the job. I mean, the job was nice. It's nice being in an art studio doing art stuff, but Dude, they were working me to the fucking bone for that. And calling it a leader wage and being like, we're paying you so much. I'm like, you're actually not. I don't know. It's the weapons spending that's the problem. I mean, we're an arms nation. Our biggest industry is the military. It's selling of arms, weapons. So that's where the money is. That and oil and pharma. That is where the money is. Well, and now tech, telecom, shit like that too, I guess. But it's like if people don't want to work in that, they're basically screwed. They're basically like shutting themselves off from living, having like a certain standard of living. I don't know. I would love for not just Americans to be treated with dignity and respect, but like let's take our military budget and instead of using it for arms and for like intimidating and instilling fear across the planet, let's feed the planet. Let's clothe the planet. Let's build shelters for every human. Let's like, you know, provide health care. You know, I mean, these things can be done with what we have, but we just constantly choose not to. Worked for Big Pharma for 3 years, where your fibro developed. They're insane. I was in a global R&D and had to stand my ground on safety issues all the time. Yeah, I mean, all they do is they'll just like replace you in a fucking heartbeat, or they'll wear you down until you like leave. Corporate culture is a sickness. I'm saying that about so much stuff tonight, but it's the truth. Because it's all an extension of one thing: patriarchy. And capitalism, which is an extension of patriarchy. Oh, I forgot a spot.